Okay, this is chapter 17, The Pastor and His Parishioner. And this is continuing on from the reading that we've done in class. So we're going to see what the Arthur Dimmesdale and Hester Prynne have to say to each other in the forest. Okay, so here we go. We're going to start right here. Slowly, as the minister walked, he had almost gone by before Hester Prynne could gather voice enough to attract his observation. At length she succeeded. "Arthur Dimmesdale," she said faintly at first, then louder, but hoarsely. "Arthur Dimmesdale." "Who speaks?" answered the minister. Gathering himself quickly up, he stood more erect, like a man taken by surprise in a mood to which he was reluctant to have witness. Throwing his eyes anxiously in the direction of the voice, he indistinctly beheld a form under the tree, clad in garments so sombre and so little relieved from the gray twilight into which the clouded sky and the heavy foliage had darkened the noontide, that he knew not whether it were a woman or a shadow. It may be that his pathway through life was haunted thus by a spectre that had stolen out from among his thoughts. He made a step nigher and discovered the Scarlet Letter. "Hester Prynne," said he, "is it thou? Art thou in life?" "Even so," she answered, "in such life has been mine these 7 years past. And thou, Arthur Dimmesdale, thou yet live?" It was no wonder that they thus questioned one another's actual and bodily existence, and even doubted of their own. So strangely did they meet in the dim wood that it was like the first encounter in the world beyond the grave of two spirits who had been intimately connected in their former lives, but now stood coldly shuddering in mutual dread, as not yet familiar with their state, nor wonted to the companion of disembodied beings, each a ghost and awe-stricken at the other ghost. They were awe-stricken like themselves at themselves, because the crisis flung back to them their consciousness, and revealed to each heart its history and experience, as life never does, except at such breathless epochs. The soul beheld its features in the mirror of the passing moment. It was with fear, and tremulously, and as it were by a slow, reluctant necessity, that Arthur Dimmesdale put forth his hand, chill as death, and touched the chill hand of Hester Prynne. The grasp, cold as it was, took away what was the dearest of the interview. They now felt themselves at least inhabitants of the same sphere. So this is like really the first time they ever really talked to each other, and they were like, they kind of even questioned each other's existence, right? Because it's kind of like, wow, we haven't even talked to each other. Last time we really talked to each other, we were intimate with each other. So it's a bit shocking to finally have a communication with each other. So that's basically what this section's about. Thus ends video 1 of 9.